The best way for me to think about universal access and to look at the lived condition is to think that not everybody functions in the same way. And so we don't experience spaces and products and we don't interact with it in the same way. And by and large, when we look at design, the design of spaces and the design of products, it's been designed for able-bodied people who have a certain height and who function a certain way. And this cuts off a large percentage of the population that now aren't able to access premises and opportunities simply because they cannot function in a world that is designed to be so exclusive. Where the light switches are in the house, where the cupboards are. There was an architect a couple of years ago, a French architect called Le Corbusier, who created, by intersecting the human body and dividing it up in the dimensions and kind of based that this is where we should put the height. But it was based on a male figure of, over 6 foot, okay? So that cut out women, it cut out children that now forever had to be struggling. So, and other people, persons with disabilities. So universal design was a design principle that's been put together by the top minds, architects, persons with disability organizations, engineers, who all came together and say, how do we look at designing physical premises that actually makes it accommodating for all people, not just a small section or a section of the population. It's one of those sadnesses that designers are not actually trained in how to design for the masses, and where aesthetics takes precedent over function, right? For a majority of the people, where we give more value to aesthetics, how something looks, than we give value to the people that use it. And that is the great flaw with architecture and engineering up until it's been today, is that you're designing for the public. But if you're not inclusive in that public, then your designs are falling short, your design is not meeting its objectives. And so, it's the unfortunate thing that architects are not trained and taught this. There's a SANS part, is building regulations, which states the building regulations as it pertains to universal access for persons with disabilities. But if we look at it, it's quite limited in its approach and what it offers. And so, architects will go read it, but not having the training. When I come into a bathroom, what I see, grab rails being screwed on upside down because the people installing them didn't actually know where they're supposed to go. And very particular, each building that now needs to be retrofitted has its unique design challenge. So you can't just take a cookie cutter from a book and then just put it in unless you actually know what it is and how it's affecting the end user. So not designing with the end user in mind, the full function, is where we have problems in barriers. And these barriers prohibit people from going to school, people from accessing transport, people from going to the bank, people from, getting to gainful employment, universities, tourism. It affects every aspect of life.